Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Cat's Track. We post an interview with an amazing Canadian each weekday for your daily inspiration. Today, I would like to introduce you to my friend Amanda Hall. Amanda was born in a small town in Ontario. She's a single mom with three strong, independent daughters, Grace, Cam, and Beth. Her greatest joy was watching them grow through all their years of laughing and dancing in the kitchen. How fun. I relate to that. Besides Amanda's loved one, she's extremely passionate about the work that she's doing each and every day through her very successful company. Everyone, you'll find her full bio attached. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Catherine.
I'm glad you're here. Are you ready for the questions that we sent?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so your greatest challenge in the last few months has been?
Greatest challenge is decision-making on the forefront of uncertainty. And so I think that says it all, really. But when COVID came and the market crashed and the oil and gas sector started spiraling, we had no clue what was going to happen. And we probably still don't to some degree. But making decisions in the face of that is a challenging thing to do. So you really have to go back to your guiding North Star and in my case, my company values are at the core of our operations. So integrity, vulnerability, honesty, hard work, family, those are all core values of my company. And then the more strategic ones about creating a sustainable technology and getting it to market on time and helping support the electric vehicle revolution with green lithium production. And so those things are your guiding north arrow. And so you can fall back on those and rest on them as you make decisions in the face of the unknown, but also just being very cautious. Like we slowed down a lot when COVID came. And instead of barreling ahead, there's this one video clip I love where I think it's a cheetah running through an African desert and it's just going gangbusters. And then all of a sudden it hits a tree and it just stops dead. And I always think that's me, right? Like going 1,000 miles an hour until you hit something that knocks you out. So anyway, COVID uncertainty, we slowed down and got our bearing, rested on our core values. And now we're heading back into the unknown. So very exciting times.
Oh, I'm delighted. Yeah, I think many of us can relate to what you just shared. Oh, thank you. And what about the three things that you want to share with the audience today?
Three things. Let me find them. I know I wrote them down somewhere.
Yeah, don't worry.
Everything is discoverable with persistence. This is one of my favorite things because as a scientist, I know you can boil everything down to first principles and figure it out. So whether it's figuring out how a piece of electronics works or chemistry works or some biological process, you can figure things out in science, but more importantly, you can figure things out in life too. So most things make sense and happen for a reason. And if they don't make sense, then you need to challenge your own premises and make sure that your assumptions align with what you're observing. So everything's discoverable. You just have to be persistent and try to make sense of things that need to be clarified. So that was the first thing. Number two was reading can seriously damage your ignorance. So yeah. Again, one of my favorites, and I'm a huge fan of reading, and not just the kinds of books you like, but the kinds of books you don't think you'll like too. So like, I'll give you an example. One book someone handed to me and said, you have to read this, was titled Guns, Germs, and Steel. And I was like, this sounds horrible. I don't want to read this. But it's one of my favorite books now. So It just goes to show, you know, like if you go outside your comfort zone and read things that you don't know you're going to like, it's always educational, always good to see different perspectives and damage your ignorance, because ignorance is bliss, but it certainly makes for challenging operations if you base decisions on ignorance. So never a good idea. And then the last thing is, if you want to play the long game, you must build adaptability into your future. So this kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier with when you don't know what's going on, you have to look at the future with a broad range of options that, or opportunities and even threats that could come at you. So In order to be prepared for that, you need to have a lot of adaptability. So it's not just your position today being strong, but your ability to move from that position into something else has to be strong too. So kind of like when you're playing chess, where your queen isn't as important as where your queen can go.
Yeah, that's right.
And life is the exact same. So, and just as an example of that, so we're building our technology into modular units and we're sending them out to the field, but there's some things I still don't know the answers to. And so we're just leaving space in our units because we know we'll figure it out eventually, but for now we don't know. So we're opening up space in our units and just leaving them for future discoveries. And so that way we can plan ahead for those types of things.
I love it. That's a good lesson in life.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yep.
love it.
Leave
Well
space in
done.
your life for the unknown.
I love it. Thank you, Amanda. Good words of wisdom. And what about your final story, your good news story, legacy, anything you'd like to close with?
Yes, and I answered you by saying that I hope that my journey somehow breeds fearlessness in future generations of women. And I stand by that. I don't think there are enough female leaders in the world. And I think that the diversity in perspective is really important. So, especially in the mining sector, clean tech sector, energy sector, very, very overwhelmingly led by men. And so when you hear a female voice in a room, it just brings a different perspective. And anyway, and you need a sense of fearlessness in order to charge forth and be bold and lead. And that's something that, ignorance and fearlessness kind of go hand in hand. So
Yes.
I think Mark Twain said something about that. All you need to succeed is ignorance and luck or something. So yeah, like letting go of fear and just boldly stepping into roles that you don't even know if you can handle. The best thing you can do is just show up and then let things unfold. So hopefully more women can follow, maybe not follow my lead because I've made a lot of mistakes, but have courage to beat their own path, become their own pathfinders into the future of leadership and making change and making a difference.
I love it. We need more Amanda Halls, that's for sure.
I don't know about that.
I think so. I think so. Have you read the book Lean In?
Yes, love it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Very
you.
Oh, it can be. I'm a troublemaker. Yeah, like
No, you're not a troublemaker. I mean, we have to push the boundaries to be able to make change happen.
we do. Yeah.
It's awesome. I love the work that you're doing, and I'm inspired all the time. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Catherine, for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Everyone, that was Amanda Hall. Check out the great work that they're doing. Like and share all the things that she's got going on. She's a firecracker. I love it. Thanks for joining us for Cat's Track. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Enjoy and have a great day. Thank you.